Good morning and welcome to another morning with Delenn. I will heading live momentarily. I'm just going to the other screen and we'll just jump right in. So, um, oh, interesting. Okay. So apparently we are on Minecraft today and going to be doing a little bit of work. Oops. And yeah, well, just starting with the fact that I was doing some carpet work. We are close to the end of the repairs and you can start to see the color change in the center right through here. It's got a couple of repairs it needs because I've got the color scheme a little bit wrong, but that's okay. There was a big boo-boo in here while I was watching a movie, and I learned, yeah, pay a little more attention if I'm going to be doing things at the same time. But in any case, that's where we are. I just need to drop this stuff off. I had expected to, or I had expected to uh, be back on here on the weekend, but just things went a little differently than I had originally thought they were going to. Oh, okay, well, up here for now and put all the pieces away. Extra there. The way things were going in the work, I was actually tearing out parts of it and then repairing. So it looks like I've run into a spot where temporarily I had more in my inventory than I had room for. That's just the way it goes on this particular project. And it is quiet as all get out this morning. Let's see if I can find some tunes. Let's see here. Yeah, sure. Let's try new start. All right. So it's pretty chill
Hello
tunes,
there.
pretty chill day. I'm hoping that the microphone will work, but it looks like it's just deciding to not cooperate a little bit. So if things go sideways, it's because my OBS does not necessarily want to listen to my Stream Deck this morning. So yeah, interesting. Nonetheless, we are here. We need to manually do things. We shall do that. It's great to see you, Benson. I really do appreciate that. Oh, actually, you give me a reminder while I'm here. Let's see, where's it here? Apps. Nope, not that one. Points, rewards. Where are we here? Enable, yes. Enable, yes. Okay, there we go. I turned on two items that had been turned off for a while. Reason for that was just that I had some stuff that I was working on. That, like I was playing some bingo last week. So when I was playing bingo, I don't really want to be interrupted by Trivial Pursuit requests or Lego request pauses. Just didn't work so well.
Hello.
Good morning. Hello. Good morning, Show for Show. I gather that you're probably at work and just taking a quick break. If that's the case, welcome aboard, and I really do hope you have yourself a great day as things go. I don't know if I'll be able to catch everybody's comments. Been a little bit thick of late and just not necessarily seeing everything going by, so yeah, that's where we're at. So I'm putting away my stuff, and we're going to go do a little bit more work on the church today. Let's see, I want this back, that back, and this back. That junk can stay. What else do I want? These three. All right, that should be just about good. All right. I'm sure I've probably left stuff behind that I'm going to want. I usually do. No.
Hello.
Good morning, Fantastic Sherlock Fox. Wow, it's busier in here today than I expected. All right. Oh, apples. That's what I wanted. Apples. Let's just top it up before we head out. It also lets me do a sound test. Game sounds are not in. Okay, let's get those going. All right. Nope, still not going. So we'll just have to figure out what happened. I have a suspicion it's me, actually. Let's get the. Oh, oops. Can't fly with an apple. Sorry, not so effective. There we go. All right. You guys are hearing game sounds now, and I'm not, which is an improvement, seriously. Love the mountains. Uh-oh, what did I miss? Let's try this again. Scroll up. Would you rather have a home on the beach or in the mountains? Truth be told, I would rather have a home in the mountains, but I'm close enough. Actually, well, I'm in the prairies, and so I'm close enough that we have space to we can drive to the mountains or east to the open prairies. We are actually really rather short on beaches around here. You know, it's just not one of those things that we have a lot of opportunity for. Stairs. Oh, mushrooms. Where did I put the mushrooms? Oh, I don't know if I need that much scaffolding. Oh well, it'll do. Mushrooms. Always need stairs. Probably need those. All right. Someone's trying to tell me that there's a no-go on using the mushrooms, but oh well. Tough luck. That's where we're at. Okay, what else did I need? I did not pick up glass. Do I have any? That might be what stopped me from working the last time. Okay, let's just go fire up some more. Eek. That'll work. Sure. Great. No. Okay. I'll kick around in here. Smooth. Okay, I'll need those. Definitely won't have enough supplies to complete, but hey, never do, right? You actually have a room waiting for you in the mountains? Wow. That would make so much sense. Oops. Come on, you. I'm just trying to move my TD window on my own screen here because I had it slightly off the screen. I couldn't quite see everything I was talking about. Oh, all right. So I've got a little program that I run called Twitch Chat Overlay. It's supposed to allow me seeing some of your chat sort of see-through on my own screen, but it can get in the way sometimes, and every once in a while it'll overlap another game, so I miss some people's comments and stuff. Okay. Now I'll say one thing about the mountains, though. They have two problems. I wouldn't necessarily say they're concerns, just annoyances, I guess. And that would be that the mountains have. Ooh, whoops. That could be a lot. No. Let's try. There we go. So yeah, the mountains have two problems. Is either you get snow, or you get, or if you're down lower, you get lots of rain. And I don't mind rain. I know Fantastic Sherlock Fox would definitely take rain over snow any day of the week. I'm the other way around. Dry water for me, thanks. Rain can, for me, can be a little, I don't know, gray, slightly depressing, and oh. I'm hoping that's in the song because it sounded a little bit like a spider climbing around. Oh, kitty cat. And I don't have any fish. Oh well. We'll have to deal with that later. Okay, so I'm trying to build a church that is based off of a real place. I had a church reference, but for some reason it just does not want to pick up on it. Let me just see if I can get this window. I'll shut this part down. The old stuff. Okay, can you, silly game, actually see the window I'm looking for? Let's try that. Okay. Great. Kinda, sorta, maybe. It's totally the wrong size. Easier to shrink it. Alright. So it does not want to be showing you what I'm seeing, which is a bit of a pain. So I guess we'll have to just try and find the correct photos later. Don't know why the game's being like that, but that's okay. I'll just have to deal with it another day. Anyways, the place I'm looking at, side of the building I'm looking at here, is actually fairly large. Copy. I'm going to show you what I'm working with. Circles, call that. Cancel. What? Let's try that. There we go. Okay. That will have to do for now. So, this one, we'll make it a lot smaller so it's not in your face quite so much. Let's go there. That'll do. All right. So you're seeing what I'm seeing. And basically, we're looking at the side of the building, and I'm trying to build some of that. Now, it's not going to be perfect because I'm doing a lot of artistic license on this one, so it's not going to look the way the picture does. Part of it is I'm going with 4 wide for things instead of 3 wide. I know I couldn't get the artistic little decorative elements inside. Minecraft builds on evens and odds, but the problem with this design is that they've actually done it in such a way that the evens and odds, particularly on the other side of the building, don't stack very well. So like you're seeing a little bit of the tail end with the door of the building, and the 3 window just does not look right. Like it goes up high in a strange way, but that's the best approximation I could get of how it looked. So we'll go there. So I'm not all that far off from being able to start to move in once I get the walls up. I mean, obviously the walls and the roof come first, but I've got part of the walls done, and I do not intend to be decorating the inside very much. I mean, some maybe, but most of it won't be decorated in the inside. That's just going to be a big storage building. For those of you that aren't familiar with it or haven't heard it in a while, we've got here. I ran out of windows there. I can see that. That's an fix. There we go. Problem building on evens is you can't get another row of windows in there. So yeah, you have to stay a hole in the window. In any case, I was going to, the reference in all the, I'll just go this. So you can't really see a whole lot from above at the moment. I've got carpeting to give you the impression of where the church is going to be. We've got a train up north, and that's the theme for the base this year is all mystery books and mystery book characters. So the train up north was for if I can think of it today. Oops. Oh, not that one. This way, please. So the train up north here is actually referencing the Orient Express with Hercule Poirot. Got a big magnifying glass. At the moment, that's my sole reference to Sherlock Holmes, which is kind of silly because I've only used it once or twice. And then this church building, which is slowly coming along. My kid said I should do a little bit to the clock, so we've got it being somewhat 9 o'clock. I figure that's a half decent time for a church service. So the church building is related to Father Brown Mysteries by G.K. Chesterton. And then, of course, you've got your usual like sheep farm and melon farm and all that jazz. And that's my current storage building with the orange roof. In the back, this is actually just supposed to be sort of generically a book. It was going to say something on the top, but it didn't work out well in the writing, so I didn't bother. Then I'm using a camera, free camera, so I'm not actually going to go to the other end because it only shows you as far as it loads. But you're only missing a little bit. This weird chunk over top, is a pair of statues I have done for, and a boat, so the two of them together go for Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie, once again, Hercule Poirot. And then I'm working on the carpet art, which we had to dig down from 93, I think, down to 70, so it was a bit of a mess. A lot of diggy. And that carpet art is referencing, you can see in the middle of Monk Brother Cadfael, which is a 2021, I think, book series from Ellis Peters, or also known as Edith Pargeter. And I have yet to read her Inspector Fells series, but I should really get to that at some point. If you catch me mentioning the existence of cats, and then I should get some, and I'm going to build a fish farm, is because I want the cats around. I've been reading the Cat Who series from oh shoot, I can't remember, Lillian Jackson Braun, I believe. Very good. It's a fun series. It's kind of a newspaper reporter getting himself into a bit of hot water here and there kind of thing. And that was up to do with cats. So I think I'm going to get Minecraft cats and then name them after the novels in the series. Block and then a stair. So that's what the cat thing is all about. Over here. So we've also been seeing people being very generous and donating to the Lego build. If we manage to make our goal on the Lego build, then we will be building end to end the Harry Potter Hogwarts series for this year's Dumbledore's Office. So that's going to be a fun one, I think. We can make our way through that build. Okay, let's see. At the point where I need to start the window. I want to line the window up with the one below. Yeah, I think so. It's just square. Oops, come on. Double jump always throws me. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I was thinking I'm going to fall off these windows. It really feels weird. 2, 3, 4. So, yeah, that's long. I'm glad you like the carpet art. Yeah, I was doing the carpet art. Dadcraft's Discord community is a great place to be, and love them to pieces. So on the weekend, we had a group movie watching of Big Hero 6, which I had never seen before. So I got kind of distracted by watching the show while I was doing carpet work, which is fine. I mean, nothing notable about that, except that I blew it on a piece of the carpet art. Had missed a whole like 8 or 9 pieces. Just the way that I had been doing the art, I get to a spot where I'd count a long section 1 or 2 times, and then I would, when I came to it afterwards, I would just sort of go, oh, okay, reference the top and the bottom where the color shifts are, and just keep going. I didn't realize that I had missed part of a horizontal row, and I'm going in vertical columns, so it was about 8 or 9 columns that got messed up. On the bright side, it turned out that the top part was fine. Like, oh, let me just explain it quickly. Here to show then explain. So right through this section of the hand, I'd missed the whole top row of the hand and didn't figure it out until this red stuff in here wasn't matching. But I mean, all this looked right. And on the bright side, I thought I'd have to redo all of the rows to fix the mistake. But once I fixed this mistake and shuffled a couple of pieces up, turned out all this upper section was correct. So all the upper part was right. And so I was able to recover through the gap in the white section. So it really wasn't as bad to fix as I thought it was going to be. But yeah, it was kind of frustrating to realize right from this teal block with my mouse cursor on it, all the way to the left, it just did not work. And if the mouse cursor isn't showing on screen, my apologies. But anyways, yeah. So I was kind of frustrated by that for a while, and then realized it wasn't so bad to fix after all, so that I chilled a little bit. But apparently I can't place stairs upside down today. I know there's a trick to it, and now I can put up more scaffolding. That's another lazy way to do it. Yeah, so that's what I've been working on. Um, I am well aware that when I build, like, it's a quieter place here. I don't have as much of an audience for the building stuff, but building is one of those things that I'm trying to slowly, emphasis on the slowly part, um, get myself into learning to do something bigger, slightly more creative. So far, most of my designs have either been um, actually using other people's designs for tutorials and stuff, or using photos and things. So the boat that you'd seen, I know there's a better picture of it, but this weird boat that you see, that's the top of it. But that's probably that's the last one I did from photos, and that's closest that I could get to my quote unquote my own design. I guess the book I kind of came up with from my own head, but most of these designs are actually based off of something else somebody else did. So what my aim is this season is just to get comfortable with doing builds so that I can do a bit more of my own twist on it. And I'm not necessarily looking for giant builds every time. It just so happens that's the way things seem to work out. And I also have noted as I go along that my scale on this side of the building is far more worked out incorrect than the other side, so we're probably going to insert an extra window or something to try and fake it out, because and you can see in the picture in the top left of your screen that there is only 4 windows across the top of this building, and it looks like here I'm going to have some challenge because you can see on the opposite side of the same chunk of the building we have 9. So clearly something is not right in the way that I'm putting this together. So I'm not particularly sure how that got quite so messed up, but it did. So yeah, I don't know. I'll have to just fake that out. I mean, hey, it's artistic design. Now, where these pictures are coming from and why I'm using these with a reference to a book is that the pictures of the church you're seeing are, and I know I've said this before, so sorry, Benson, for boring you. But these pictures are based off of a place in England, like Blockley, England, where they have actually used that location as the filming location for the television series version of some of the books. So I figured, okay, well, I actually quite enjoyed that television series. So, oh, that's new. Interesting. Anyway, they've used that for the television series location. So I figured, okay, well, that would be a great model for my book reference of it. But because it's a book, and same thing I did with the boat on the other side, because it's a book, I'm deciding I'm going to make it look the way I want it to look, because it's not something that was described by the author. Therefore, it doesn't really matter that it's different because, as somebody else pointed out, I have a permit. Parks and Rec style, I have a permit. I can do what I want. So, as much as I would like it to look like the filming location, and that's would really like it to look like the filming location, one of my sort of hang-ups, unfortunately, it's just not going to. It's not a thing. I was going to blame Minecraft, but you can't really blame Minecraft in this case. It just quite scale out that way. So, yeah. So what that means, is the side of the building that we're just getting up to is going to get, I think I'm probably going to throw in one more window. When I was first laying out the carpet, this chunk over here on the ground, small light section, was going to sort of represent the doorway that you see on your left there. Well, we have just a little too much space. So yeah. I do have a picture of how the other side of it looks from the door, so I may end up actually building a little bit from that side and then coming down to meet. Probably my best bet, but at least I know I can put a couple of rows of just straight out brick in the middle and then figure out where we're at. So Benson, you'd asked about what I think of Big Hero 6. It was very see-through, I guess. That's probably the best way for me to be polite about it. It was see-through and predictable. Disney does what Disney always does. I shouldn't say always, but what they've done, where they drag your heartstrings all over the place because they can, and then and then they go and solve it with very, very obvious solutions. And I mean, they also addressed a little bit of I should say, I shouldn't say their fan base, but what youth often want is that, or just about anybody, that a lot of people fantasize about what would it be like if I could actually be, in essence, a Batman-esque superhero. I don't mean Batman in terms of being able to always have the the right tools or whatever, or have a bad backstory like Batman or whatever. But no, I mean more that Batman-esque insofar as they're superheroes that actually have physical powers. They can do things like, and the crew in Big Hero 6 definitely does not have actual powers, but they can they've had some artificial assist. Right? That's probably the best way of putting it. That's where I make my Batman style reference. But it was kind of neat. I mean, just about everybody who watched it was sort of good. I would love to be a superhero, but the quote unquote twist on who was supposed to be the real baddie in the situation, yeah, that you could see a mile away. But that's Disney for you. I mean, you can usually see what's going to happen well before it ever does. Okay. Two blocks down from this. Oops. I'm gonna need some scaffolding. Yeah, just wait till I mess that up. Okay. Precisely. That too. Oh well. That's where I want to be anyways. What am I looking to do here? I'm looking to mark out and or start building where I want the wall to be. It's 2 blocks down from the gap. 1, 2. Yeah. Go. All right. I don't know if the death was necessarily uncalled for per se. I mean, I see why they. So okay. Spoiler alert if you've never seen Big Hero 6 or actually care about spoiler alerts. But needless to say, a character early on in the beginning of the movie was wiped from the storyline. Plain to say. And they supposedly you start to wonder who it is. So I mean, like really, okay, I should say it shouldn't have been seen a mile away per se, but maybe it was more. You could see it coming in a pretty big way. The twist that they had on who your villain was. Do you think the villain is the nasty corporate guy? Yeah, it totally isn't, because he's too self-centered to worry about the sort of R&D required to get his badness up there. But he could have either paid people to do it for him or whatever. But he tried to buy his solution, and yeah, the main character says no. Reasonable. So anyway, big giveaway for me on that twist was when our sort of main character hero, which yeah, there goes Disney for you again, hero. When our main character hero basically first sees the short-term baddie, or I guess the big baddie of the film, when our hero first sees him, there's nobody else in the building. I would say that would probably be a huge hint that it would be not the corporate guy hiring a gazillion people to actually do his research for him. I don't know about you, but that seems a little bit obvious. Anyway, that's Disney for you. I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was, and that's the thing, is I always have to remember it's for what it was. Right? It's not meant to be high. We're not looking for Pulitzer prizes or Academy Awards here, because you kind of have to do something a little different and groundbreaking, not something kind of run of the mill. I enjoyed it. It's definitely one that takes you places. It's an action flick, right? But that's about it. Anyway, I think sometimes Disney knows their audience and they just milk it for all it's worth. Okay, so I'm going to change up the picture that you guys are seeing just so we can see this end of the building rather than guesstimating horribly. So let's just see what we've got here. Do I have another up there? There's the other side of the building right there. Handy, handy. All right. Oops. Copy the link. Change this one, guys. Property. So this one, it doesn't give us a very good zoom, but the side of the building that we're looking at is really right on that corner.
Hello?
Well, you know, there's either, hi IT Tom, good morning. There's two ways of looking at that actually. And I would say, one, if you're not into musical movies, I could see that. But two, I could also look at her comment as she's a fantastic mod. Sometimes mods are supposed to be able to say things controversial to get feedback, to intentionally rile people up to get conversation. And if that's the purpose, she scored overtime on that one. And if not, hey, you know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I don't particularly agree. I was not particularly a fan of this one. Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out what did I do on top. Okay, that top one is actually stairs. Let's take a, so I think I know what I'm doing here. This one, oh, that one can stay. Just make it stairs anyway. So while I wasn't a particularly huge fan of it, I wasn't necessarily against it either. Let's go probably that way, this way. Yeah, we'll come. Okay. Then I'm gonna have to change the top part, but that's all right. I like it. Ugh. I feel sorry for your granddaughter. Frozen has its moments. We went through the everything Frozen phase at our house, and my daughter still likes it. I still like the film. It wasn't the cat's meow, but I still quite like it. On the other hand, we all know why. I should say we all. If you've been here long enough, you'll know why I liked it. But that's a whole different thing. I feel sorry for Fantastic Shock Fox some days because I happen to be an Idina Menzel fan on the whole, so that's part of it. Let's create this one. All right. Can I? Okay. Click. Nope. Apparently not. Okay, well. Guess I need scaffolding on the corner. Sure. It's only going to last for one round anyways. So I mean, some like Frozen. Well, here's the question. They say true love. I get that, like in the Frozen thing. An act of true love and all that jazz. Versus your friends having your back. I kind of get it in a way. I think that the Frozen story could technically be argued to be similar. And the reason I say that is that first question being in some, I shouldn't say in all, but in quite a number of families, your sibling is often your best friend. And one could say that Anna definitely had Elsa's back as much as she possibly could, and wanted Elsa to know that. Um, Clearly, it didn't go the way that she thought it would when trying to let her know that. But also, another, I guess, the other side of it is on the friendship part, friends having your back part. In a way, it's kind of a, one could say it's sort of like a platonic love in that sense. Friendship is kind of, it's a non-ooey gooey 18 plus version of loving people. So from that point of view, I could see that Frozen and Big Hero 6 were very formulaic to me in being somewhat the same. You know, and you're welcome to disagree. But yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Apparently, I'm falling too. If I was to count falls on this, we would be in real trouble. This way. Nope, nope, wrong way. And there we go. Awesome. Curve this way. Perfect. All right. That's what I want. Excellent. Okay. Now I'm jumping on purpose. Okay, now I'm taking a look at this picture, and it looks like they've got a corner sticky outy thing that sort of shadows it in. So that's why I moved the scaffolding onto the corner, which unfortunately is actually in the way. Let's pull that out again. Scaffolding has its days. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's absolutely useless. I fall off of it an awful lot, or I crouch through it. But the theory for me on that is that, or like as in why I do that, actually has a lot to do with just purely not being practiced. And I like it better than dirt because if I've jumped off of it or gone down to the bottom, I'll have to go with the dirt, fly up again, and take it down. It's less of a concern now that I actually fly, but I didn't always. Many of you were here when I pretended to learn to fly, if you're to believe some of the naysayers. And yeah. What's this? Oh, that's not mushrooms. Okay. Yeah, that's where we're at. Now that I fly, not such a big deal whether I use dirt or scaffolding. It is what it is. Okay, what's this? One higher. Oh, right, I've got to come across from the other side on this one. Guessing at this height, sort of. That's not right, but it'll do the marker I need. One down-ish. That'll do. Okay. I think this is probably wrong, but we'll get there. You can start to see that my thought patterns on these things, I'm in a very squirrely thought pattern. Yeah, I mean, my brother and I fought. I have the marks to prove it. And that's exactly as it sounds. Like we actually. Oh well, it's fine. Whatever. Gravity. Did that improve? Oops. Okay, I'm just trying to experiment here. Nice. So I can do that, but I can't start a pile that way. That's kind of frustrating. Anyway, where's I going with this thought? Yeah, so we actually had we fought and we had the marks to prove it. Now my brother was younger than me, but I was mostly there for him, mostly insofar as I could be. I had a real big hang up, and I still do, unfortunately, about how nice it is to have when your school division, or when your school actually divides the elementary or primary years up into groups of three, well, kindergarten being lumped with the 1, 2, 3s. When they do that, it's kind of nice not to be in the same half or same chunk as your sibling, which also means then that junior high or middle school, you're not in the same class as your sibling and or like same school most of the time. I had an exception, but that's a whole different story. Anyway, so the point was, so I didn't mind sticking up for him and stuff like that. But we both got in trouble in our own ways. I was a bit of a reject at school. Just sat in a corner, nothing. No, the whole very few friends thing and all that jazz. Not a no poor me story here, meant to be related to the point to this. But when my brother was having problems, I would usually stand up for him. And half the time, the people picking on him were the siblings of the people picking on me. That didn't go so well. In any case, he got in trouble one time for, I guess, I wouldn't say frisbee tossing. You know when you skip stones, the way you have to kind of flick it? So wrap your finger around it and then give it a backspin as you throw it? Well, he did that with a piece of asphalt shingle at one of the kids who'd been really upsetting him. And it hit them in the neck, and then so of course there was parents called and the school was involved and all that other sort of stuff. I mean, it's not like they're going to expel a grade 1 student. It's just not something you do. But my parents took him to anger management classes, which is kind of odd at a kid's age when you're 1 and you're taking anger management classes. But anyway, and after that he became usually pretty calm, but it was like actively, angrily pacifist in a weird sort of way. So, yeah, that made for a really weird relationship. But it was really clear that when we got to the point where we were teenagers and he got physically bigger, because of course boys and all that growing thing, yeah, he was always there for me and would have decked people if I needed him to, but I just never needed him to. Instead, I ended up finding other friends to hang out with who were just as weird as I was, if not weirder. And so either we were all a friend group full of rejects, or we were a friend group full of nerds, or whatever, but there was no real reason for anybody to want to beat up each other or pick on people, or, you know. So that was the other side of it, is because then, by that point, I was in a school full of nerds, or at least class full of nerds, and we didn't really need to do that. Like, people got annoyed with each other when somebody took the sort of the last open slot available in chess club. Like, it was really kind of dumb. But yeah, that's so the two of us usually stuck up for each other, usually, and yeah, it didn't always work out that well. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay. Marker, that'll do. So the wall coming out this direction is great, and that'll be the pillar coming out at the front edge, which is supposed to be one higher than the other one, but somehow we've got ourselves level. I'm not sure how that worked, so I guess we'll just have to deal. One of those, like, you know, off by 1 rows, and I'm not really left too much. Looking at the picture we've got, though, I could actually raise the edge of the windows I'm working on now up that one higher. They might throw the opposite end, so we'll just have to see. Okay. How does that look on the other side? I also keep forgetting I have the camera, so I don't really have to run out like this. But most of the pictures I'm working with have all been taken at a lower level. Upside down one. Is that a block and then upside down? Yeah. Oh, I know why I did it that way. Okay. At the one, we've got a server restart in 1 minute. So I will do my regularly scheduled Lego break when that happens. And yeah, I'm gonna need to raise, okay, let's just do a quick run out this other window. See, there's the camera usage. Yeah, if I raise all of these up by 1, actually, that would probably look good anyway. Maybe. Maybe, because the upside down block would actually conflict with the window edge, like it would draw the windows back on the opposite side. Gotta think about that. Can I just zoom in on this corner and decide what I want to do here? No. We will actually just switch over to quick be right back, and I'll head straight to the Lego screen. Alrighty. Moving the mic, here we go. And Lego. So where we left off, we had actually just completed a portion of, or most of the house points counter. So it's going to go into the window or into the unit vertically if we use it. The way this Hogwarts Magical Trunk is structured, it's actually got several choices to be made along the way to be able to build multiple different dioramas. And so at the moment, we are just starting bag 2, and I've gone to the luxury of opening up and just sorting everything out so we can get a roll on the move or on the pieces. Lego tends to only last about 5 minutes, so if it's not your thing and you need a stretch or a water refill or whatever, go right ahead. I'm not going to be offended. But yeah, we do have that Lego challenge going. So actually, let me just grab to, apparently doing this much is up to step 3. Cheesy, but I know. I'm just gonna grab the box that we would do the full build on. Is it this one? Nope, that's hospital wing, okay. So we are currently building the Hogwarts Magical Trunk kit. You can see there's like all kinds of cool designs and stuff there, which is 603 pieces. Something a roughly similar size. If we get the challenge done, I'll do a stream that's nothing but an end-to-end build of this one, which is this year's Hogwarts Dumbledore's office. It doesn't totally fit on camera, and the lamp reflection's a little sad. But anyway, that's the one that we would do as a full build end-to-end if we manage to make it on the challenge. Let's see here. We've got... Oh, nope, doesn't say. There we go. So there's 4 days left on the challenge, and we are 75% of the way there. So if we get close enough, I might just go ahead with it anyways because I've been itching to do it. But that's a little cheaty, so we'll just see if we can get there legit. In any case, let's back to the magical trunk. I don't intend to turn the whole channel into a Lego channel. It's just I'm a Hogwarts fan, Harry Potter fan, and that's part of what keeps me going some days. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, I was trying to figure out how are they going to get a third one of these things on, and it's because they're actually adding extra pieces connected. Right, that would be sensible. Wedges, where did you go? You ever have one of those days where you're staring at a piece and you're still looking for it? All right. What we're making here, I don't know. So, because of the way the box allows you to make multiple different designs, multiple different layouts on the build, I'm just going to go through and follow the instructions and build everything it asks me to build, and then go ahead and decide from there how we sticker it up and so on. But I will still retain all the extra pieces that I ask us to build, or all the extra bits that don't end up in the diorama, because they are always great for doing other layouts and stuff in the house. Most of my sets are still together, although I will admit that I have a bunch of the characters tucked away, just because I was moving them from one room to another and put them in a box to make it easier to carry, and just never took them out again. Yeah, I love puzzles. I actually have one, a Harry Potter one I've been looking forward to doing, which is a nice Hogwarts Castle one. Um, and truth be told, I think it's like I like having a puzzle system where you can lay things out or put them away as necessary. Um, However, the Roll-O Puzz I've got, which is a really nice piece of felt and stuff, I'm always worried that I'm gonna like warp out my pieces, or that I'm gonna bend the puzzle in a way that's not gonna look right when I open it up again. So I've got my eye on a different style that's more of a firm frame rather than the felt thing. And it's just a big puzzle holder that you can move around. It doesn't work for all the puzzles, but it works for the size I tend to like to work with. So maybe I'll upgrade to that. We'll see. It's not high on the priority list. I've got a gazillion things I've got to do first. But puzzles and Lego and streaming to people does help a little bit with the headspace some days, which is not always so shiny. So yeah, honesty on that front, but there is definitely things to improve. Besides, I mean, whether it be chores, your house will never stay permanently clean once you've cleaned it, or whether it be other activities regarding streaming or videos or you name it. There's always going to be something new. Always going to be something needs to be done ahead of other things. But I'd like to try and dig out from some of the holes I've got so far before I start too many more new projects all at once. Looks like it's going to be a camera of some sort. That's kind of funky. No, it's a latch. Okay. One apparently goes on here. I'm not really sure what that's for. Oh, I see. Okay, it's going to be the luggage box latch. And the ding you guys may have just heard is my alarm saying the 5 minutes are up. So I've got this piece attached, and we will return to the suitcase either tomorrow or if we get another 5 minutes redeemed. Benson says boo timer. Well, boo timer, because we are not on anything that requires me to not be interrupted, as in I don't mind being interrupted while building in game or something like that. You can always redeem more time if you want more time, right? So you can either contribute points to the community thing and try and get close to that all-day build, or we can look at using some of your points. I think it's 250 at the moment to redeem another 5 minutes of building. So, you know, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. But now it means I actually have to deal with this question again. Do I want to move everything up? I really want to change the other side. Like, I like the look. It was a half slab at the top. But because I've gone with the inverted... Oh, duh. Face palm. Yes, okay. I will change it, but probably not on stream. Yeah. Of course. I just had like an aha moment that feels really, really dumb. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Benson. So, actually, no, I don't really feel like mentioning that on stream right now. But yeah, there's some minor stuff I've been thinking about lately that I was going to talk about, and I'm like, no, not today. But anyways, off stream then, one of the things I will do then is flip these stairs upside down here, which will actually drop this row actually, so I don't really want to do that. I'll figure out how to raise the bottom row. That's the part I want to do, raise that up one. But then the upside down stairs up here, like above the window, I can actually just flip them the other way, right side up, like this. Get the gap I'm looking for anyhow. It'll make the top part just a smidge narrower. And then I can raise the window up by 1. I think that'll look pretty good. Oops, bedtime. Ow. Well, that's pretty cool. Thank you very much for passing on that compliment. That really does help. Strangely enough, I'm actually getting a little bit of inspiration from Lord Snarl. It sounds weird, but oops, sorry. My mic just tipped and bothered me. But I'm getting a little bit of inspiration from Lord Snarl insofar as he's got some challenges he's working with. But one of the things that he's decided is for himself, the act of streaming in itself, he finds therapeutic, and so I'm giving that a try as a concept. I enjoy streaming anyways, but continuing when I have to sort of think about something else other than the stuff I had going on in my head the first place. Oh, that's okay, sure. But thinking about something else is actually quite helpful, so that's part of why I'm continuing, but there's just sometimes I have to think about what's going on, so yeah. This one, and then I've got to be up by 1. That may sound really vague, I just haven't quite figured out how to explain what I'm really trying to get at. Windows, windows, windows. So if I'm going to move the whole place up a bit, let's take a look at that design again. Okay, so it looks like I can put in 2 more rows of blocks, or 1 more row of blocks beyond what I've got here to go straight up before I need to worry about the windows on this one, so that's good. I'm also short on stairs. You can see sometimes I remember to fly and sometimes I don't. This way. All right. But I will say my cheater piece that really helps here, with regards to interacting with the streams, is exactly that. Is interacting with the streams. It sounds dumb, but oops, where did I put the edge? Okay. Up by 2. Interesting. Don't think up by 2 is going to work. Maybe. Anyway, where am I going with this conversation? I know I like the top, so let's just fix the top. We know what we're doing there. That way. I'm lost, actually. I just got myself tangled verbally. This one, stairs, please. Did I just get those upside down? Yes, I did. Okay, so I'm flipping this part over. So right side up. Right side up. Hello? Right side up on the corner should be easier to place. And that way. There we go. All right. Yeah. So I guess one of my tricks to interacting with the audience is that separate app, and it just makes it easier for me to see things right on my screen. So as I go, I can glance at a corner and keep going. Now, one would think that having my broadcast software immediately beside should serve the same purpose, and strangely enough, it does not. I think that's because just about to go and look at the thing, and then I realized I could. Actually, I think I like that narrow direction better with the vertical, like the stairs going the other way. I think I like that better than what I had before. Anyway, but yeah, I like that cheater. But for some reason, I've got in the other monitor, I've got a bit of a blinders, I guess you could say. So we've got bezel in the middle. I've got a 2-monitor split, but we've got a bezel in the middle, and by having that bezel in the middle, my brain doesn't mentally want to look across that for the conversation. It also helps to have what's going on in the game in behind it. So I don't know why that is, but it's a thing. Okay, is that actually higher? That's the same level. See, there's more cats. Pardon me. Ooh, a lot of fixing all the way around, but I think that'll solve some of the other headaches I didn't like. I'm going to try fixing this window on the right-hand side here, or changing it up, and just see if I like that better. So I just realized that this one I'm sort of staring at now, is actually supposed to be taller than the tall neighbor here, and or same size-ish, and it's not, so there's definitely a problem there. Okay, so I'm going to try and change up this one and see what we think of the look. I guess I should eat. Can't run so fast if I'm not eating. Yeah. So the builds are not action-oriented sequences, but they're chill. As long as they're not making people fall asleep. And besides, if people are at work, you know, shouldn't they be working? I'll admit, being perfectly honest, when I used to work tech support, which was actually the last job I had before I stayed home to have kids, that sounds wrong, but whatever. Anyway, that job, I quite enjoyed it, and we how does that fit? We could get away with a lot between calls, between customer calls, and I sometimes took that to my advantage. You could get away with doing a lot. So we had people who had chat clients, and we had a couple people who were like playing little, some of the little Google games and stuff like that in between calls. But then the trade-off, of course, is as any customer service focused help desk goes, that you're gonna have days when the company more than gets their worth out of you because the world goes crazy and you're stuck there, you know, skipping your lunch and taking call after call after call and not having any time to actually do the paperwork afterwards. Okay, so this should be how many higher? What did I say? 4? I can't remember today. So 1 block higher and then invert. Probably do. So yeah, we got away with all kinds of stuff, but then the trade-off, of course, was that we were there crazy hours late sometimes. Let's see. This one should have been higher as well. Oh, whoops. Whoops. Click on one of the photos. Ah, okay. I just figured out another oopsie I made. So the curved window that you're seeing on the lower floor, must have another one of those on the right-hand side of the door, and somehow I missed that entirely. Wow. Sometimes it feels like the bots are just way too noisy on this stream. Okay. Yeah, so this window should probably... Why did I make it that size? Figure out why I made it that size, because if I made it taller... Oh, no, I see. From this other angle, it should be the same height as this one on the right. So it does need to be one brick taller over there. Going through things and looking at it on this side, most of those... Yeah, okay, that doesn't compute because these windows are shorter. Okay, that's cool. Handle that. Okay. Where am I here? Tear down part of this. I'm going to be going in and out of that camera mode quite a bit because my brain is like a goldfish today. There we go. I believe I've probably missed saying thank you to people who've gone into lurk or have had to disappear for their work purposes. I do apologize for anyone who's been missed, but if you're lurking and enjoying yourself, that's perfectly fine. Even the silent company, I love the company because I don't mind talking to a wall if I know the walls have ears. As odd as that sounds. We slept the last one. Don't see too many harassing bugs or annoying things at the moment, so I'm just going to keep on going. Sheep, okay. Okay. Let's see. Bottom window. I'm back to working on this other picture. The link. Bring here. Property. References. Properties. Not that. Okay, so we're back to that previous one. It's because we're looking at the windows there. And you get the heights beside it. And yeah, I did make an oops, and I made the two lines even when I think I should have made them higher. I oopsed on that line. It should only be a touch lower than the upper edge of the window, but we're having to fake it out because of the extra here. So let's do what we can. Isn't it frustrating when you do that? Now I'm curious to know about puzzles, and we're talking jigsaws, I assume, or something similar. Benson, are you the type that sorts out your frame pieces before you do the interior, or do you just do the interior sort of as you go along? Because I'm one of those frame sorting varieties. I build my frame and then I sort the interior pieces, and sometimes I'll group things as I go. I mean, I sort them, but what I mean by that whole thing is the interior pieces.
And now for something completely different.
Ooh, Lego build. Excellent day. So let's get to daytime so I'm less likely to get my butt handed to me, because I think you guys would probably not appreciate that. Excellent. Okay, and then we got some blocks. Oops. Oh. I don't know. Let's just make a mess. One, two, three. I keep forgetting to leave a dirt shack up for this sort of thing. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're off to Lego. Go straight over. Oops. The oops is I've got my chat screen on the side here, and I keep knocking my phone over that is doing it. Okay. So where we left off, we had the latch on the side of the box. And then we just keep on building. Got a couple of flat pieces and a couple of 4x1s. Say, do this 2 times. Well, I can grab it and do it all at once. Why not? But I have to learn this time not to actually put things on until I've got all the sub parts made, because I've learned on the last build that there are quite a number of parts that don't have stability to be able to be pushing and shoving on things. This one's not too bad, but the last build we had with the what was it here? The Divination Classroom, Hogwarts Moment Divination Classroom book. There are a lot of spots in there that you can't actually press on for stiff building. Okay, yeah. Well, that makes sense. Benson, you and I seem to be building puzzle styles similarly. Okay, now what they've done here is they've got some of these big pieces, but they've gapped in between, which is interesting. I wonder why. Let's see. Okay, let's snap it on and see if I got it right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Okay, good. And they want us to leave a gap for the second one. I'm hoping they'll have us fill it in later, because I really don't like it when sits have gaps like that. But if not, it's not a crime. So one of my plans at some point, keep thinking it's going to be soon, but it doesn't seem to actually go that way. Yes, definitely. Thank you for the extra Lego time, Shro. I do appreciate it. One of the things I say I'm going to get around to, and if I had a round to it, you'd be seeing that on screen a lot. But in any case, is that I will at some point be taking out the Lego things, or Lego time, making an attempt to strip the audio from it, which unfortunately I did not actually save in that manner. So that'll be interesting. And then just sticking these things together as like, you know, montages of builds. There we go. But that's partly just because there's a different audience on YouTube than there is for Twitch, and some of them were more interested in actually even taking a look at things when I have the word Lego attached, but never stick around long enough to actually see the Lego part of it. So I'm going to pull those out at some point. More importantly, though, I mean, when your average viewership was like 30 seconds or less, and then you had the sudden realization that your intro music was slightly longer than 30 seconds, then you know you've got a problem. Okay, in any case, where are we here? We want the front pieces. Go across the end. What I originally used to have it done, I was modeling my Lego builds concept, like as in the Redeem, after another streamer, basically lifting their idea, frankly, and with their knowledge and permission, by the way. But anyways, and they do sort of build another step. I was starting that, but I realized that steps are of all unequal length in terms of how long it takes to do them. And so rather than saying it's going to be 1 step or 2 steps or whatever consistently, it's some steps will be 2 pages, but it take a whole bunch of effort to do. So I just figured I would do it as a timer base instead. It makes it a little bit easier to keep the amount redeemed consistent. Clearly we were building on the front part, or starting to build the actual suitcase itself. Got the latch mechanism starting to make sense now. And in the background I can hear llamas the trader llamas outside my base. And so as I'm commenting here about Lego suitcase fronts and stuff, the thing's going, uh-huh, as though it's actually listening, which is kind of amusing. So now we're building onto this piece, but it's going to be a chunk on the side here, so I'm going to set this one aside. Big board, they say flip it over. Center. Two or three? Two. Okay. Go. Well, thank you very much. I was a bit on a roll. I do like building Lego. But I will just finish up this page because, you know, I'm addictive that way. So flip it over, and you're getting a little extra. We've got a couple of flat sections. We need one of these, and a couple of little tiny flat sections. And then that'll be the end of this page spread, so that's a good place to head back. I think I know where I'm going with the windows there, so I'll give it a shot on that one. Alrighty. And here we are in our little dirt box. Let's pop out the walls. Might as well just leave this one here. Because apparently the trader likes it. That's kind of amusing. What do you have, buddy? Do you have anything useful? Nothing I can't get elsewhere.
Oh, hello there!
Hello there, El Sriracha. Not something I'm interested in, so if one of our mods could please show him where to find the door, that would be appreciated. Boo to bots, but that's okay. Alright, so we were adding some more panels to this one, and I'm trying to remember, did I want one or two? Back up through the head and find out. Right. Okay, so I wanted one row, and then I'm putting... So I want just a touch higher. So then I'm doing that and putting the stairs on top. That should work. Scroll, scroll. I can't see it on my phone, but it's possible. Give me a quick sec to see. Nope, it wasn't. Thank you very much for taking care of that. Beat me to it. While I like the activity feed on the mobile platform, unfortunately, it does not show you what the moderator actions are. So yeah, all good. Well, I see that Fantastic Shot Fox claims not to be hearing any sound, so there's a possibility that he just may not have heard me ask for that in the first place. Okay, so I'm thinking I put one more row of glass, and then I could put the stairs that'll equal the other side. But I can even invert them, that'll make it half higher. No, one way or the other. I need more. So let's just forget that. So go. Oops. Do I have straight blocks? I do. So it looks like I've actually also got some work to do off stream, at least in terms of making more supplies. I did not realize that I was this low. We have some more sand, but it's just making sandstone means I got to put it in the kilns and stuff, and it's just one of those things. Okay, so then let's throw some stairs right on top of that and see how it looks. Oh, you won't be there, so yes. How did I eat up that much extra space? That's interesting. Oh, I put 2 rows on. That would explain a lot. We have this. 4. Or you can fall off things. That works too. One of the things that I'm pretty bad at that just about every service teaching you about how to be a good streamer is telling you is I'm pretty bad at actually having pre-meetings with my mods to discuss what it was that I expected from them. And there really is no major expectations, but the result is just that then we end up on sometimes different pages in terms of who's doing what and who's got the time for what, and it's just the way things work. That's okay, right? You live, you learn, and you figure it out as you go. And in all honesty, some of the people that are really planned like that are only really planned because they need to be for whatever their job position is. Okay. Oh, tall window, man. Something about that just, it looks right, and yet it doesn't all at the same time. I don't know. Okay, so then it should be, actually that makes the other one look better with 3 above. Try 3 blocks and back it out again and see what it looks like. 3 blocks, I mean 3 high. Did we get 3 high? 1, 2, 3, and then this one will be, oh no, I was raising it, that's what it was. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to be flipping these stairs. That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I punch holes in it? No, I did not. The other reason I'm not interested in actually narrowing the windows down to 3 and just ignoring the frames in the center is that I tried that on one of the windows on the other side. I was doing the first round, or sorry, the first half of this portion of the building up the top. So these ones, I had them narrowed down to 3, and they just looked really oddly, well, skinny. Not to mention it didn't work with the arches, but I mean, it would look really odd skinny, so I went with it full this time. Okay. Then 4 blocks high. Or we just fill it in, that works too. Please get this to work. 2, 3, 4. Okay. How does that look? That's not going to be bad once I get the other top block flipped. I think these stairs need to be upside down as well. It's going to make the bottom row look weird, but I think that's what I'm going to go with. Okay, some more scaffolding. So you can't do this. So in this doesn't make sense. In Bedrock, if you do, even if you don't have a pile of scaffolding to start with, you can actually use the gravity effect right from the beginning, so you don't have to just wait till it flops off the end and stack them up that way. Okay, so this one, that way. I said I was only going to do one, and here I am doing both. Oh well. Sometimes what I say and what I do are 2 different things. Just because I'm indecisive. So for those of you that are interested in finding out what's she doing later, later today, I do not know. Have not confirmed yet whether or not Tuesday evening will be a stream. Eventually, I'm hoping it to be one, but I don't know yet whether or not the plan of what we've got going on in the household for the week is going to support that. Let's back this out and take a look. I don't know if that's going to support things, but ooh, I actually kind of like that. The inset at the top makes it look just a teensy bit taller. Okay, so I don't know if I'll be doing a stream this evening. It would probably be more either building on here or possibly building a fish farm and chasing cats around. But something like that, if that happens this evening. Otherwise, it would be tomorrow would be a Whatever Wednesday. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with Whatever Wednesday, they're rather literally whatever. Of late, I've been doing a lot of, or sorry, pardon me, let me correct that. I have been enjoying doing some puzzler games along the lines of escape room style puzzler games. So tomorrow morning's stream would probably be a continuation of The Room 3. And then if I've got a tomorrow evening slot as well, and that would be more of a game called Escape Simulator. Oops. And that I have to be careful on that, though. It might be The Room 3. My kids have been enjoying Escape Simulator, and so I've loaned them my license for it. So we have to see whether or not actually I can do that. I may end up doing something completely different. One of the challenges is Steam is great on the whole, but if you want to loan a game to a friend, your entire library is locked out for you. And that's one that I just really wish Steam would smarten up and let us loan just a game. When it was back in the days of physical discs, even if the physical discs did this like phone home business, to say, like, I know EA was famous for that with their Sims games and other ones, always insisting on contacting the EA servers before they'd let you play. That in the back of the days of having a physical disc, even if it called back like that, you still could lend your physical disc to your friend, and it just had to prove that it was a real disc. But now with Steam, like, it locks out the whole library, and that just annoys me to no end. Oh well, it is what it is. I'll sort something out with the kids, but it'll probably be an escape something tomorrow. Or if it's completely out of the blue, I'll let people know on Twitter what's going on. But yeah, that's the plan. The morning is pretty easy just because the kids are in school, so I can do what I want. All right, and this one and that one will be right side up. Oh, that's gonna look weird on the side of the building, but that'll be okay. And just a couple more fixes on this end before I feel that I can go and take a look. This way. Oh, no, that's not gonna work. Whatever, that'll work for the looking at it. This way. It's got that skinnier lip up top, I like that. And the windows are higher. I think I like that much better. All right. And this next one beside it is going to be, how many more rows do I need in that? Oops. So I've got to bring this up by 1. My math is not working today, so if anybody thinks this ahead of me, go ahead. So we've got, this is 2 deep. 1, 2. So be up in here. I keep thinking, I've got the, this is not a second account. This is not a second character. Okay, so we've got to go up by 3, I think. Doesn't make sense. Oh, in any case, I'll probably work downwards. I know it sounds confusing. Yeah, people have lives. That's actually, till recently, that's part of why I was off again, on again in the evenings, as in not consistent. It was just that my kids had soccer practice during the weeks, and any night that the kid I was supervising was willing to go and play, watch their, well, not play, but like go watch their siblings game, or their siblings practice, sorry, then I wanted to see it too. But when it was only one kid wanting to go, then Fantastic Sherlock Fox would take them to their practice, and I would stick around at home with the other one. So when I stuck around at home, then that was the opportunity in the evening to stream. Or at least that's how that started. Yeah, that's how that started. My Myself had like a tangled chunk to work. This one. Laying stairs from inside is not easy. So anyway, that's where that started. And then now that we're back in school and they're not having practices, then I may do Tuesdays and Wednesdays as well, barring being too busy with things that need to get done for Scouts. Just because my son Scouts is on Thursday, and so if I stream Thursday morning, which is still going to be a thing, then I need to make sure I've got everything, all the rest of my ducks in a row for the rest of the week. That's going to be right side up. No, upside down. I think today. Upside down on that one. Back this up. You ever sometimes, I don't know if this has happened to any of you who stream or who prefer copyright-free music, sorry, DMCA strike-free music, but sometimes I find I'll hear a song that sounds eerily like something else I should know, and it therefore gets stuck in my head and I start humming along or whatever. But then, of course, it's not. It's not going to be that music that you think it is, right? Because it's not the same stuff. And I have not yet listened to any of the playlists enough for me to actually memorize any of the songs to know them in a legit format. And it's funny because I split up some of my Spotify, so I got a second Spotify account so that I could use the playlists and not mess with my personal listening tastes. It made it easier to search for things doing the playlist work as well. But so when I did that, I was looking forward to quote unquote cleaning out my playlists, or sorry, cleaning out the influence that it had on my previous Spotify account. But lo and behold, I discovered my kids like it. They like the new music, or what's the word? Not the new music. They like some of the a bit reduced stuff. So I'm still finding it in the playlist anyways because of their tastes. It's definitely not something I had expected. The reason I can't just put up more scaffolding, but it just makes the whole thing look temporarily ugly. Makes it hard for me to see through when I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the stairs and stuff. This way. This one and block these. Thank you. Oh, no. Not this one. You are going that way. Yeah, okay. All right. The other thing I don't like about the way I play, this is going to sound weird, but I've said it before, I place blocks way too slowly because I just don't aim properly. Okay, right on that one. Something tells me I'm messing it up. Nope. It's the window. 4 on that one. Roll up and then 4. Sometimes I've used Lightmatica to create schematics of the stuff I'm doing. And other times I have not. And this is one of the times I have not. And you can start to see that the schematic would be a lot faster, but of course you have to have built it first. So I'd be doing the same figuring as well. I mean, you guys saw it when I turned a portion of the front tower into a schematic and then rotated it. The other sides went faster, but I had a lot of fussing with the front of it before I was happy. 2, 3, 4. Set up, block, right set up. Gotcha. There we go. Ellen, what was that all about? See, sometimes I just can't aim. Peace out. There we go. Right. Not. Right side up, block, right side up. One. Okay. That should cut level with the other side. This one's wrong, but that's okay. All right. So I can drop down and start fixing this part. These are inverted. Right, yeah, those are inverted stairs all the way along. Okay. Oops. Escape. Key combos, really? This one. This is actually one of the reasons I didn't originally stream. Was actually that I wanted to still build in Minecraft, but I did not think anybody would have the patience for the type of commentary and the type of streams I do. And it's really a surprise to me every single day that you guys come back. I also like seeing the variety of things that you guys do. So it's fun to be able to show off every once in a while the influences I'm picking up from different other streamers and other players. I had a thought of what I wanted to do for next season, but I don't know if I'm really going to now or not. Basically, the plan for next season had been to do an entire monastery and medieval town and whatever, because of my real strong enjoyment for the Brother Cadfael series. I mean, I've got like some maps and stuff I can work with. But it's one of those things, I don't know if people would stick around for that because portions of it might be somewhat repetitive. And portions of it might just be large, long, and slow, somewhat like this one. So I'm really not sure what I think of doing that project now. There's a lot of second guessing that goes on. So I don't know. It's too early to say, but at the rate I go with the designs and builds, coming up with the plans in advance is usually pretty helpful. The other thing I don't want to do is waste time with a design or a plan and then tear it all down again. I did that with one of the designs for this season and was not impressed with myself for having done so. Early on, we had a set of PJs. Oops. Set of PJs, all made out of yellow terracotta. Yes. A giant set of PJs made out of yellow terracotta. That is as weird as it sounds. Which are no longer here because I did not like them. I still have yet to figure out how to reference the character that that I was working on. That would have been for Nero Wolf, who was known for being, well, they made it sound like he was absolutely enormous, but he really wasn't all that big. I mean, he's a seventh of a ton. Now, whether you're using metric or imperial tons is kind of irrelevant. The dude was heavy. Problem was, sadly enough, when you do the conversions to pounds, it's not that much. Particularly not these days. I mean, it's set in the 1940s and stuff when the idea of a hammer-eating white guy is not really a thing. So, you know, and the notion that our North American populace is heavier than they used to be was not really a thing. No, come on. I guess without falling. Nope. Really? Okay. So yeah. I don't know how to reference that character. I talked about making a giant armchair. That just, I don't know. It didn't fit where my head was at. So, always different. Always challenging. The other thing is, while plenty of people like to read books, Dadcraft's community had a book club for a while. Like it seems to have life and then it dies, and then it has life again, then it dies. We all read different styles of books. I mean, that's the nature of books, right? And very few people had any clue about the stuff that I read, which is fine. It just means to have a whole base themed about it. It's probably not as interesting as I first thought it was. I mean, it's kind of everybody's builds are going to be like that. You know, we don't all share the same fandom. Similar thought that one of the other sort of popular fandoms, or I shouldn't say popular, common fandoms amongst the Dadcraft 73 community is somewhat interest in Harry Potter. But I mean, we've had conversations about how certain individuals have fallen asleep during the various movies, and other ones had other different reasons for liking or disliking it. And then we razz the people who are totally fans of it. It just gets a little silly. That being said, I should probably put more windows in. That being said, that's one that a few more of them are at least aware of. But on the other hand, it's such a popular fandom that it's been done 6 ways to Tuesday, and I would be quite silly, I think, if I went down that road, because I think I'd be quite silly if I went down that road, because the people that have done that, like I would have, let's try it in English. I would be forever comparing my work to other people who have done it before me and being dissatisfied with it. That's one of the advantages of doing things that are not popular, is that while you get fewer viewers, you get you have the opportunity to decide where you're going to call it quits, where you think you've done enough, rather than, oh well, you know, on such and such another build they did it differently and or better, and constantly wondering to myself if I want to do things differently again. That makes no sense in English, but yeah, the thought's there, sort of, somehow. It also has occurred to me that I didn't reset the amount of coffee I was going to drink this stream. Then again, it didn't end up mattering. So, yeah, those things. Up. This part disappears on the top of the pillars going up. So I just need to put this one upside down there. That. So what's on the other side? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with the right side up on this one. Jump. There we go. It's not ideal. but it'll do. Okay, or let's take this one lower. One. Not upside down, please. There we go. You know, I think I'm just actually going to take that one out altogether. Make it a slab. Do I have any slabs? Yes, I do. I'm so indecisive on like one block. It's kind of funny how much time I spent on this. One block. There. Okay. All right. Spacing wise, what have we got? Window starts 2 off the ground. Looks pretty rough. Under the window. Two. Bring it in the extra part, then I can probably do fewer windows. Okay, 4. How tall did I make this one? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the window. Okay. 2. 4. There we go. And windows, please. 1. Ah, come on. So I shouldn't stand here and do it this way. That's 3. That doesn't sound right. 5. Three, 4, 6. Okay, good. I am where I think I am. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. 1. Bottom done on this one. No, I can't. Do I have any more smooth sandstone, or did I waste that? Nope. Okay, well, we're just about done for the day, which is perfect because we're out of time. Out of supplies and out of time. That sounds like a great combination. All right. Let's just run out here. A little turnaround. Oh, not the back of me. There we go. So we got some done today. Not much, but there'll be some progress by the time we meet again for this project. And yeah, I want to say thank you to everybody who came by. I'm just going to quickly switch over to the end screen and we'll find somebody to raid. All right. Here we go. So thank you ever so much for dropping in show for show. I totally appreciate that you are taking your break and spending part of it with me. Thank you very much, Benson and Fantastic Shock Fox, for dropping by. You guys are very much appreciated. And thank you as well to ITT Tom for dropping by. It was great to have you for the brief time you were there. If there's anyone who was lurking that I did not mention your name, I appreciate you as well. Everybody is always welcome in here. And today we have... Oh, there are not many live at the moment. They may just be on the verge of going live shortly, but I don't see anyone. If any of my bots, pardon me, if any of the moderators has any recommendations based on who they see live, please do let me know. I'm just going to take a quick look at one. Give me a quick second to check on it, and I shall be right back. Oop. Okay, so what I think we're going to do is, I was having a Lego build earlier today, and I see that the local brick shop is live. So we're going to head on over in there. He's doing a little bit of chatting about Lego through the day and has an interesting combination of things that he does afterwards. So I think we're going to head over on that side. Please do give him our best, and I will let you guys know via Twitter if I'm going to be going this evening. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow. So thank you, everybody.
Mischief managed.
As is the usual spiel, if you are a subscriber, you've got access to the cute little raid sheep, the hype sheep and the raid helmet. Otherwise, you can go ahead and use the global icon and any of your favorite emotes or whatever works for you. So thank you so much again, and bye-bye for now.
Transfer complete.